Good evening, friends. Happy Wednesday to everyone. How's everybody doing? How has your week been? We have a surprise guest tonight. Good evening, Vivian. How you doing, love? Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. I don't know where everybody's at, but I guess there's lots going on. The weather is getting warmer in some places, not here. We are still in the minuses here. It is still like winter, but hopefully warmer temperatures are on their way. So like I said, we have a surprise guest tonight, and we're going to do like a Q&A kind of thing. We're going to have a little chat with our guest, and I want you guys to feel free to pop some questions in there, and we'll do our best to answer them as we go forward. What do I have to share? Hi, Valerie. How are you? Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. I don't have much to share. Hi, Tammy. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday, my friend. I don't have a whole bunch to share, but you'll notice that I've been putting lots of videos out, and I want to thank everyone for being so kind and putting comments on the videos. I love tossing the cards, and I love putting out the videos. So I appreciate all the support. You guys are fantastic, and I do have a really cool announcement regarding that. Hi, Pierrette. Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. I do have a really cool little thing that I found out today. So when I went in to upload a video this morning, I found out that I've had over 10,000 views on my channel. So I was like, what? Is that a typo? So I'm thrilled at that. That's amazing. And so, hi, Ivana. How you doing? Happy Wednesday, my friend. Hi, Nancy Riker. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We have a surprise guest tonight. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. You know, when I started this channel, I had no idea that, well, I had no idea what I was doing, number one. I'm not so sure that I still know, that I'm any wiser at this point, but I feel more comfortable. And I'm just so grateful for all the support that I've received. So I had a big week last week. Last week, this week, whatever you want to call it. I Tuesdays I don't do anything, meaning I'm not on. So I feel like that's my weekend. So so I was on with DN Shield Maiden. I was on with Heart and Soul Connected. I did Circle of Friends. I did 3 shows in one day. It was a lot, but I loved it. It was fantastic. And so hello, everyone that has arrived. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just all of your awesome support and what you do, and I greatly appreciate it. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to do like a little Q&A, right? Any questions that you have, once I introduce my guest, pop them in the chat. We'll do our very best to answer them, and we will see where it takes us. How's that? I think that's what we're going to do. By the way, everybody, Ivana Intuitive, excellent interview, excellent session with Ali. I'm sorry that I missed it, but I did watch it back on replay. It was wonderful. Well done, my friend. And we'll have to get you to join me here at dzncats. You should send me an email, or I'll send you an email, and we'll try to get something coordinated up. Hi, Doris Smith. Welcome, my friend. Happy Wednesday. Yep, my show, my rules, right? I love that, Valerie. I just I just like doing things. I like tossing cards, and it's good and it's fun, and I have a good time, and so why the heck not? That's what I thought. So for those of you that don't know, there is daily reads that are up Monday through Friday. There is a weekend reading. None of these readings are like, an exorbitant amount of time. It's like 5 or 6 minutes for the daily read. It might be like 10, 15 minutes for the weekend read. I put a wellness reading up there. Why the heck not? This is what I'm all about, is wellness. So why the heck not do that? And then every once in a while, you'll see, some pick-a piles come up, some special readings. If we have like a full moon or a new moon, I like to do those, as you know. And then I started doing, I secretly behind the scenes do like who's in the news, and I toss cards. It's a great way for me to practice. And so I put 2 of those up there today just to see how they would go over. I'm not opposed to doing a political thing, but I will say, when I do those kinds of readings, it is not in any way to gossip or to, demean them or disparage them in any way. It is merely just to try to be as positive as I can about the situation that they find themselves in, and just, how are they handling this said situation. So I did one on Jennifer Lopez and Johnny Depp, and I posted those up. So if you want to go check those out, they're on the channel. Okay, so we're just waiting for my guests to show up, and we will get started. Does anyone have anything that they any burning kind of questions about wellness or anything like that they want to talk about? Hi, Tracy. By the way, friends, Tracy Rolfe is going to be here on Sunday. So 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Tracy's going to be here. She is a wonderful person that we all know very well from being so wonderful and kind and supportive in the chats. She has her own channel. She is a gifted individual, and she is a phenomenal human. So I'm thrilled that she's finally coming to the channel. I've been trying to get her here for a while. So I'm excited about that. Oh, did you, Vivian? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys ever have any suggestions on who you want me to read on who's in the news, I'm happy to do that. So, by all means, put that in there. Let me just check. Hi, Terry. How are you? Bear with me one moment, please. That's a real hi, Gypsy JJ. That's a really good question, Valerie. So meditations are really tough for me. What other method can assist in spiritual growth? So I have 2 things that I would say to that. One, I used to think that I wasn't able to meditate either, until someone shared with me that meditation is not necessarily what we think it is, in terms of you don't have to sit quiet, cross-legged and chant and shut your mind off. You don't have to do that. You can meditate by just sitting quiet somewhere for 1 minute. You can meditate by staring at the flame of a candle. You can meditate by staring at water. You don't have to get into a meditative state as you might think it is. So that's the first thing that I would say. And the second thing that I would say is there's lots of other techniques that we can do. So for me personally, I find visualization a great transporter. I can literally transport myself from place A to place B or C or D or whatever in terms of visualization. And really that requires you to sort of, close your eyes and talk to yourself out loud or in your head, whichever works for you, and move yourself from one place to another, right? There is lots of visualizations. If you just Google the word visualizations, there's you can find scripts that will actually take you through like a scenario, right? And then of course, I'm not trying to promote Kelly, but I did do a visualization here on the channel, and there is a playlist there. It's in the wellness chats. So that's there if you need that. So I hope that helps. Tammy says, I like lying in a bath and being outside. Yeah, and see, now this is just weird. I have a fear of the bath, like, well, not the bath, but showers specifically, because I have a panic attack in the shower. So I like get in and get out. But there is that whole thing, like Tammy is saying, Valerie, about standing in the shower and like literally standing there and letting the water cleanse you, and then literally physically watching it, like visualize the fears and the anxieties and the worries rolling off your body and going down the drain. Like if you visually do that, that I don't know that that's a form of meditation, but it's definitely a helpful release tool, shall we call it, right? And then, there's many other things that you could do, but that was a great question. And to Tammy, I love being outside. Being outside is my happy place. If we could ever get some warm weather here, that would be fantastic. It's -4 right now, so Celsius, because I'm in Canada. So that's like, oh heck, I don't know, like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And we bought ourselves a new gazebo, but it's sitting out there because it's been raining every day. We can't, we can't even get dry weather to put it up. We don't typically start planting anything here until the 24th of May. So we've got a bit to go. Tammy, you have a hard time visualizing? Yeah, a lot of people do have a hard time visualizing, but here's the upside to it, and so upside to it is that there's many different things that each of us can do, right? It's not like a one trick kind of deal that you have to, if you can't do whatever, then it's not gonna, you can't achieve it, which I think is great. That's number one. Number two, like I said, if you can't visualize, my question to you would be, is it difficult for you to imagine the scenario, or can you not see it? If you can answer that, then I can sort of try to help you with that part. Hi, Kylo. Thank you for being here. Gypsy JJ's in the house. Woo, 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 woo. By the way, Kylo, thank you for the comment on the Johnny Depp reading, because I literally I had no idea that he had like past childhood traumas. So that totally made sense when you said that. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I also appreciate what you said, that it was a compassionate reading. I don't want to do readings on people in the news that are, disparaging, or, like I'm not trying to trash them. I just want to find out, how they are. So I really, really appreciate what you said. Thank you. It meant a lot to me. Okay, so you can't do it a lot of the time. Okay, so if you can't do the visualization that and see where you're taking yourself to, one of the great things about visualization is it has the ability to open up other senses. So, for example, the one that I did, just real quick, we go through we're sitting in the backyard, and you can smell the dew off of the grass, right? Then you go to the flowers and you can see all the bright colors. You can smell the fragrance from the flowers. You can hear the insects buzzing around as they're trying to get their food from the flowers. So that's one of the things I like about visualization, is because it like allows me to open up all my senses. And in full disclosure, when I started to learn how to do visualization, it was to get myself out of a panic attack, or just before a panic attack. So it was great for that reason, that I was allowed to open up all my senses to be able to take my mind and literally transport myself as well as my senses out of the panic, right? But I would say that if you can do meditation and it works for you, great. Oh, so it comes and goes. Sometimes it might just be a case of really being grounded and getting in the moment. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Sherry H. I'm just glad that something works for you. That's important. Well, I love you, Gypsy JJ. You're kind to me. I'm kind to you. That's how it works. Valerie says, oh, thanks, Kylo. Appreciate it. Valerie S says, I visualize but only see sparks, tunnels, moving lights, and passages, tunnels in my third eye, never anything clear. Okay, so so you're not trying to visualize in your third eye, you're visualizing in your regular vision in 3D, right? And I get the sparks and the tunnels and the moving lights and the passages and all that stuff. And I honestly think that's because you're trying too hard. It's almost like you're forcing it. It doesn't work for everybody. Not everyone can do it. Visualization really is as simple as this. And when I say as simple as this, I realize not everyone has this ability. But imagine you're standing in your living room, for example, or your bedroom, and you're like, you know what? I want to change the furniture around. I want to move the couch over here, and I want to move the chair over here, and I want to paint the wall this color and change the drapes. It's that kind of an idea, and that's literally what you're going to do in your mind. You're going to visualize that space that you've just described in your mind's eye, right? Not in your third eye, in your mind's eye, if that helps. Ivana says, I have a hard time meditating. I just recently came up with telling myself that I am going to sit quietly for 5 minutes. So far, that is working. I do ground myself and open my chakras first. Yeah, that's great, Ivana. That's also great advice because, like I said, you don't have to sit and like it doesn't have to be like that. It can literally just light a candle, sit nice and quiet, and stare at the flame. And when you stare at the flame, I think Tammy suggested it. Think of setting an intention, and that might help take the pressure off. Like, ooh, I'm not doing this right. Do you know what I mean? Yes, exactly, Tracy. It's exactly like a daydream, right? So like even looking out the window while doing dishes. That's awesome. I love the way that you put that. That's fantastic. Excellent. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so friends, are we ready? Does anyone have a guess as to who our special guest could be tonight? Anybody have a guess? I won't hold you in suspense for much longer. Yeah, that's kind of scary, isn't it? An ET guess. No, that's a real person, I promise. All right, whoop. Here we go, friends. Here we go. Yay!
Hello.
Look who it is. It's Kelmar.
Did you shut my comment off? Because I can't comment.
I can't even hear you. No, I didn't shut off your comment. Why would I do that?
I can't comment. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, and you're freezing up too. So, this is my husband, Mark. As most of you know, he is Kelmar. He's in the chat all the time. And one of the reasons why I asked him to join me is because, you know, he is a huge supporter of myself and my journey. And while I was going through the worst years of my anxiety panic disorder, and so I thought, it might be great to have him on, and let's talk about how we can support each other, how we can support the people that we love, the people that we care about, our friends, how we all support each other in this community, in the chat, those kinds of things. But of course, we're open to answering pretty much any question that you have for us. Well, Mark. So Valerie is Kelmar loves cars.
Just come or love cars.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, and so part of the reason why, aside from being my biggest asset, uh, and my best friend and my partner in crime and all that, is uh, I kind of got us both got into cars. We even, Kel didn't want to. Kel was doing her own thing at the time, and kind of sucked her into my hobby. And then she became very good at it and supported me for many years. Now, I would, of course, I'm going to support my wife whatever she wants to do in any the facet she wants to do it in. And that is, if she wants to create a YouTube channel, then great. And it's funny because she started this channel before I started mine, and
his channel's doing better than
I,
mine
of
is.
course,
So
I'm going
go
to
figure.
support her, but she supported me for 20 years in a hobby that she had really no interest in, and then she became good at. And I mean, I remember leaving her in charge of booths that people were like, "Wow, you really know your stuff," and she'd come back to me
Mark,
later and go,
Mark, Mark, Mark.
"What?
You didn't tell them that you had a car club, and that was kind of, they don't know what I was in charge of or what you're even talking about. You kind
Oh,
of missed the
right.
car club
Well,
part.
some of them know that. Some of them know that.
So Mark started a
Um,
car club. It is the largest car club in Canada of its kind. That started almost 20 years ago now. And at one point we had like 600 members. We were doing shows every weekend. There was no place that we didn't go that we weren't like on, shall we call it. And I mean, I had stuff in my dining room, the stuff under my bed for the car shows. I had people in the house like every weekend. There wasn't a vacation over this span of 10 years that wasn't spent revolving cars, and I enjoyed it because I was supporting my husband, and I got to spend time with him. And then my mom passed away, and I literally couldn't. I just couldn't do it anymore because it was a lot of work. It was like having another full-time job, and then Mark sort of put the club on pause for a little bit, and then we worked on Kelly. So that's what we did.
just to comment on Tammy's comment there. Uh, that's unfortunate, Tammy. You know what? There's nobody more protective of Kelly than me, and sometimes that goes to my detriment because, you know, I'm her husband, her best friend, her everything, her shrink sometimes, and I can't. I don't have the ability. Well, I'm getting better at it, but I don't have the ability to separate being her best friend and her husband. So I I have a way bigger mouth than she does. Um, and you know, I get enough because of me being protective over her. Um, and I don't want to get into it. Okay, I don't want to get into it, but I get annoyed too. But it's because your spouse cares about you. I think that's probably what a lot of it you might find, Tammy, is that we have a hard time separating the two and trying to be show support. But when somebody hurts you, I've always said, you can upset me all you want, but if you upset her, then you have to deal with her, and then you have to deal with me. So just settle for upsetting me because I'll forget about it. She won't, and then I'll have to get involved, right? So
Yeah.
that, just going back to that comment, you know what? It's because we care. That's why I don't. You know what? I don't. I really don't know. Obviously, what's going on, but I get annoyed almost nightly by certain things because I think that she deserves better than what's going on. Sometimes she works very hard. Okay, and I don't care. She spent all on with Dan and those guys, and I didn't get upset. I may have appeared at the time. I'm getting old, and I'm getting key in my old age. So I was like, I gotta go to bed, right? But
Man, our
I don't
internet
care.
sucks. Not to interrupt you, but like you keep
I don't know
freezing
what
up
is
and
going
you're
on with it.
glitching, and What a
I don't
system
know
we have
what's
here.
going on with it. I gotta phone them because it's too much. Anyways, I don't want to go on about it, but
Too late.
I listen. I'm her biggest advocate, right? So you know what? When she's happy, I'm happy. Is basically what it is, right? So, yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark does like cars.
So the moral to the story is, Tammy, if you don't mind me interjecting, here's the thing.
Sure. So go ahead.
I was married to one of those kind of people previously, and where it wasn't a partnership. And I would suggest, and I don't know that you've done this or you have not done this, but I would strongly urge you to just try to have a conversation and say that, I support you. I would appreciate it if you could support me, and just put it out there. That way, it's said, and you can feel good about standing in your power. It doesn't have to be confrontational. It doesn't have to be presented in a way that like that person isn't doing enough for you. Just I would appreciate this. Do you know what I mean? And I'm proud of you for still doing what you got to do, because that's important. That's important. I don't know if it's YouTube. I mean, here's the thing. I'm on StreamYard, right? Because if you want to have a guest on your channel, you have to go through a streaming service. So on my end, I look like I'm fine. I'm moving. I get a signal that tells me if my internet is going down, and I don't have that signal right now. But I wonder if it's because we're in the same house, sharing the same. I don't know. I have no idea. Tammy says, I know he loves me deeply, but he has a hard time connecting on that way. He is a newly sober man who attends church for his support. So I think he's torn between the religious side and the spiritual. That's very possible, Tammy. It's very possible. And shout out to your husband. That must have been very difficult for him to get to this point. Uphill climb for sure. But wonderful that he has arrived at that spot and working on himself. That's amazing. Obviously, you've offered lots of support to him to get him to that point. So that speaks volumes about the level of commitment and love that you have for each other. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that.
Hi, Ron. I don't have a keyboard. I got to talk on my phone here. So I just want to say real quickly, Kel, that I want to thank everybody in the chat and everybody that supports your channel. You work extremely hard, and I'm very proud of what you're doing, what you've done, how you're making a difference for people. And I said that from day one, right? When you said, well, this is what I want to do. I'm like, hey, you know what? I just don't want it to affect you. And I know certain days it's going to affect you, talking about sensitive topics and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I do realize, like I realized when you helped me with the car club, right? You make a difference.
Thank you.
And
very sweet. Don't make me cry. Thank you.
and I don't want you to stop doing what you're doing, even though I know you get frustrated some days. And I've said to you 100 times, you know what? Hey, whatever, right? Like, just keep doing what you're doing, right? It's going to pay off one day. And you have a lot of people that love you, obviously, right? So
yep.
I want to thank them, and I want to thank you for all your hard work and doing what you're doing for helping other people. And in some ways, it's probably helped me too. So I won't admit to it publicly, but
I appreciate you saying that, but I don't mean this to get funny, but I want to say something, right? And this is how I introduced Mark to what I was doing, because this was sort of foreign to both of us, really. Thanks, Lisa. Love you too. So there was one night when Mark had come home from work, and he was like, what are you doing? And I was in fits and giggles. I'm like, you got to come see. You had been at hockey, I think. Mark volunteers for a local hockey club here for like teenagers, and he had come home from hockey practice, And I said to him, "Oh my gosh, you got to come back here." So he's back here with me in my little diva den here, and I just finished watching one of the Nasty Women marathons. I was in absolute stitches of laughter, and I was like trying to explain what had happened, and in my explanation, I'm laughing, right? Anyway, well, now I've got him watching it. And I said before that one of the things that Mark does for me is he makes me laugh. That is the thing that I mean, not that I don't love many things that he does for me, but we have a great sense of humor together. We share that love of laughter. And so he came back here, and I'm like, "Oh, watch this!" And then guess what Sharon did? And oh my God, wait till you see what Lisa did. And oh, I was in hysterics. He was in hysterics, and that's how it started. Literally, was with me watching that replay of Nasty Women on one of their funny bits, and introducing it to Mark. And so when there is a bit that happens that's funny or entertaining, I share that with him because I want him to understand why I love this community, why I feel so attracted to it, why I want to spend time in this community. And a perfect example of that is last weekend, Lisa and Sonia.
Oh my God, don't make me. I'm coming back.
Lisa and Sonia were on Sonia's channel on Instagram. And we were literally sitting in our living room. We have like two side-by-side chairs because we're like Ma and Pa Kettle, right? We have two side-by-side chairs. And we're both on our phones like this. Laugh out loud, ha, ha, ha. And like, while we're talking to Lisa and Sonia, it was hysterical. And we're both in hysterics. And so, you know, introducing him to that part of the community where he can get to know the people that I'm talking about and the people that I'm surrounding myself with and the things that I am embracing made it easier for him to understand why I am so fascinated by it, why I'm so committed to it, if that makes sense, right? Because, you know, I shared a bit with him, right?
Come on.
Oh, who's visiting?
Quincy. Come on.
Hi, Quincy. Quincy. Come here. Friends. So speaking of Quincy the cat, so you know that I have this positivity board above me. The cat has eaten all of my positive mantras off of the board, and then the other night
This guy right here
took my cards
and
ate some of my cards, put some dents in it, and then I had a pack of sticky notes. And I found a pack of sticky notes in the living room this morning, so I had to put all the sticky notes away. So yeah, good job. Hi, Joji.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, that's so cute. Mr. and Mrs. dzncats.
So, you know, and just to touch on what you were saying, you know, it's not as most of us know, right? It's not easy growing growing our YouTube channel. You know, there are going to be days where you think you've put, you know, all the hard work into it, and you get basically back in return what you thought should be better, right? So it's tough to kind of move on after, you know, you think that, and some people it comes to them naturally with a little bit of help, and others we have to work a little harder at it. But
well, to that point, Mark,
it makes it easier when you have these guys who, as awesome as they are, supporting you, right? So.
But to that point that you made, and I'm sure that other people have experienced this too. I literally had no idea what I was doing when I started the YouTube channel. I'm an old fart. I'm technically challenged at the best of times. I really had no business starting a channel. Wow, Mark, don't spin that thing around so fast. Hi, Quincy. Look at how cute you are. Sitting with Daddy. I didn't have any Oracle cards. I didn't have any tarot cards. I knew what an Oracle card was, and that was really it. So, you know, I spent like $1,500, and I'm so grateful that Mark wasn't like, oh my God.
Our neighbor kind of pointed that out to us. About all the Amazon packages.
Yeah, about the Amazon. So basically, the whole point that I was getting to is, you know, like anything that you do when you start it, most people, do a little bit of research. I didn't do any research. I just went, like, I knew how this made me feel. And it was the first time that I felt good in such a long time that I had to be a part of it
Look at this ridiculous cat.
in a bigger way.
He's trying to drink my coffee out of the cup.
Mm-hmm. Mark is just trying to show us all of his car stuff. That's all. Oh no, there we go. Mark. Quincy. He did listen, friends. Quincy does that. So we have a water fountain, the kind that you plug in, and it, keeps the water cool and keeps it clean. There's a filter in it, and because there's 3 cats here, so rather than drinking out of the toilet, that's just gross. He literally goes to the water fountain and sticks his paw in and gets it wet and then licks it and gives himself a bath with it, which is actually kind of smart when you think about it. Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about that? Quincy likes coffee and Charlotte likes tea. Charlotte likes to, she won't stick her face in the tea or her paw. She'll try. She wants me to put my finger in it, and then she'll lick my finger, which, the things we do for animals, we shouldn't be sharing this stuff. It's kind of gross, but anyway. Friends, for those of you that weren't here when I first opened up tonight here, I've reached a milestone on my channel. Actually, I've reached 2. So the first milestone that I reached was that I have over 200 subscribers.
Keeping me on here for 30 minutes?
And I am thrilled about that. I can't, literally, I could cry because I can't believe that many people believe in me, and because that's a new experience for me, and so thank you for that. And the second thing is I reached 10,000 views.
37 minutes.
What?
I was being a smart ass. What, keeping me on here for 35 minutes, and Valerie just corrected
me. Oh, and Valerie corrected you into 37 minutes? No. Yeah, so over 10,000 views. So I'm so grateful and I'm so appreciative. I've had people come at me and say, oh my God, all the video. I'm having the time of my life. I'm not exhausted in any way. I'm putting out videos for all kinds of reasons, just because I'm having a good time. So I just want to say thank you for all of your support. And that's what made me think to bring Mark on, and let's talk about support. So any questions that you guys have for us, throw them up in the chat. We can just chat. We can tell you some funny stories. Yes, our cats are adorable. Austin is our big baby. But before Austin, we had Virginia. And Virginia was our girl, and she was 16 and a half years old. And the day that we put our old house up to move to this house, which we've lived here for 3 years, we literally had to have her put down. She was very sickly, and Austin was so sweet with her. He literally, she wouldn't give him the time of day. She wouldn't pay any attention to him at all. And he tried for 5 years, and she wanted nothing to do with him. And, or 4 years, I should say. And he literally went upstairs. She took to hiding underneath the bed, and he literally went upstairs, and half of his body was under the bed and half was out. And he literally just laid there for 2 days with her, which was just so sweet. And she wouldn't even, honestly, she just would hiss and spit at him. But yeah, he was wonderful with her. And she was our baby girl, was she not, Mark?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture, but I don't know. You have way more pictures than I do. Mine's just got a lot of crap in it. So
yeah. Virginia was a cat that we got, a rescue cat. And all of our cats are from the, a shelter and adoption agency. When we got Virginia, we also got Dakota, and Dakota unfortunately developed FIPS, which is feline intestinal somebody or other. It's like a huge long name. And he was about 15 months old, and we had to put him down. And that was awful. That was awful, 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 awful. And then we were told that Virginia could have been the carrier to the disease, and so we never got another cat. And when we moved here, I want to get a dog, and my nickname is Charlie. It's always been my nickname. It's a whole long story no one needs to know, but there was a dog for adoption here where we live named Charlie, who was like a 9-year-old, like Lapso Shih Tzu, one of those things. And so we went to get that dog, but the dog had been adopted just before we got there. And then I left crying because I was so distraught. But we had saw the cat room and all the kittens. And so we went back and we said what the situation was with Virginia and why we thought we couldn't get another cat. And the vet technician spoke to us and said, it's been like 11 years, you're fine. So...
No, Kylo, we're not adopting any more cats. Sorry.
So we went into the adoption room, and that's where we met Austin. Well, Austin met us because he put his paw out and tried to hold on to Mark's hand. So then we brought him home with us. And
I'll be honest, I didn't want to adopt. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and then we got these two rugrats, Quincy and Charlotte, who are nuts as fruitcakes, but we love them. So.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I didn't want to adopt 2 cats. I only wanted the one, but we had to leave one behind as it was. I felt horrible about it, but
yeah,
because there was a twin to Charlotte, and which her sister's name was. They named her Charlotte. At the SPCA, and there was Quincy, and what was Charlotte's name?
Rosie,
that's it. Yeah.
You know, from
so there's 3 of them, and the 2 sisters were they looked like.
Well, they were the mirror image of each other.
They were, yeah, except the striping on their face was a little different, right?
No, I think their striping was the same. Was it not opposite? I don't remember. Anyways, we brought them home, and they were just like itty bitty little things. And then poor Charlotte, because we brought them home at 6.5 weeks, so we fostered them for almost 2 weeks before we could officially adopt them, and that's when the pandemic started. And then they had to go and get fixed as part of the services here of the Humane Society. And Quincy came home and he was fine. Charlotte was not good at all, and literally I thought we were going to lose Charlotte. She was like 3 pounds if she was lucky. She was 8 and a bit weeks old, and when she came home from that procedure, she literally sounded like a coffee percolator, and
like one of the old style coffee percolators. It was not good.
It was not good, and we phoned, and anyways, long story short, we ended up Mark had to take her to the emergency vets, which is like an hour trip away, later on that night, where she stayed for I don't know, it was like a day and a bit, right, Mark? Like 30 hours or something like that, 25 hours, whatever it was, because she had a fever and she wasn't eating anything. I mean, literally, you would touch her paws and they were on fire. It was so hard to watch her because she was so tiny, and literally her whole body was just rattling every time she tried to take a breath, and like it was audible rattling. It was just awful. But anyways, luckily they took very good care of her, and so unfortunate for us, she pretty much can get away with anything, because we're like, wow, she's like kind of sickly, so even though she's not sick at all. So yeah.
She gets her way with Daddy more than she does with Mom, for sure.
What's that?
I said she gets her way more with Daddy than she does with you.
Yeah, I guess. They both like to hide underneath the blankets, which I think is really funny, and I am convinced that one day we are going to sit on one of them.
It's funny. I think I do have that picture.
We literally have to pet stuff down, like sort of smooth, like feel for the cat. I can't see it.
Whoops. Wrong picture.
That's a tire there.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to get this.
Ooh, how exciting! Mark's here showing tires. Yay!
Okay, hold on.
Okay, we're holding.
That's
Okay.
a year ago
where
today.
the circle is? Yeah.
They're memory pictures, so they don't last long.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. The circle is Charlotte.
Is Virginia or Charlotte.
Charlotte.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Oh, see, now that's cute, Faye. I like that. And welcome, by the way, Faye.
So, I think Sherry was making more of a comment than anything about, does she make money off her YouTube channel? You know what,
No,
Faye?
that's not what. Hello, slow down. That's not what she said.
No, I know it wasn't a question.
Her.
I think she was just making a statement.
No,
Yeah.
she said
no,
someone
I
asked
get
her
that.
the other day. This is what it's like in our house. The two of us fighting for airtime. Honestly, it's so hysterical. Tracy says, how many years have we been married? We will have been married 18 years this coming September. It feels like 30 at some point.
I got sucked into things on February 27th, 1998.
Nice. That's a lovely way to put it.
It's true. True story.
It's not it's not a true story. Our first date was in February. That's what he was trying to say. And do you know that for years and years and years and years and years, Mark would send me flowers on the anniversary of our first date. And all the guys in my office would hate him for it because Valentine's Day was just before it, and then like 2 weeks later I would get flowers, and all the women would go home and all the men would hear about it, and they were like, "Are you trying to make us look bad?" It's very sweet though.
Yeah, I can't get you flowers now because the window lickers that we have for cats would just eat it. So,
yeah. Charlotte is the name of my med bed. I love that name, and I love kitties too. It's really interesting. So, all of our pets we name after places. So that's where that comes from. Pierre, it says, Kelly, have you ever predicted something for Mark, like danger or an event that would happen for him? No, I've never done that. Sherry says, I'm very blessed myself. My guys don't buy into what I'm doing, but they're 200% supportive that I'm doing it, building me a private space, setting up a better computer and accessories. I'm lucky. Absolutely. Hey, Heather, how's it going, love? Heather says, where's my cake? I'm still waiting, Mark.
Stand by, Heather.
Stand by. Virtual cake on its way. That's really it in a nutshell, Sherry, what you just said. I came back here and I'm like, how do I make this work? Because I had like a little setup, but it was, not for conducive to tossing cards or whatever. So, Mark helped me and then it wasn't right. And then he helped me again and it wasn't right again. And then he helped me again and it wasn't right. And I think on the fourth try, we finally got it to a position where I liked it. And so the point that I'm making is that he just like you're saying you are experiencing was anything I can do to make it better, right? Oh my God, that's funny, Kylo. You know what I have been doing? What I have been doing is I have been keeping a blooper reel. I have been keeping a blooper reel of how many times I try to do different pre-recorded videos and the cats jump up on the table and totally ruin it. And I will release that at one point in time because I think it'll be quite hysterical. Maybe when I reach like some milestone of like a year or something, maybe I'll release that, or at like New Year's or something. It'll be fun. Because they literally have a whole lot to say about the readings. Tammy says, I don't like cut flowers, wasting money, so he's lucky. Laugh out loud. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. I personally, I love fresh cut flower. So.
Well, the flowers are the cheaper part. I mean, there was years where you were getting free every year, but
What's that? You froze
I
up.
said,
Your internet sucks.
I said the flowers were the cheaper part. I was getting the jewelry every year.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Oh, Tracy, yes, I remember that. That's so cute. My husband made me an engagement ring out of the foil from a cigarette pack, and then asked to marry me on our second date. I still have that ring put away 33 years later. That's so sweet. I love that.
Well, there's a story. Yeah, now there's a story that you can just sit there and let me tell now. So I asked.
Apparently, I've been told, friends. Should I go clean up after dinner, or what should I come back, or?
Uh, so I asked Kelly to marry me 4 times, and it wasn't. Uh, you know, if it wasn't for my mother-in-law,
True.
I'd probably still not be married.
You guys want to see a picture? I could go get one. I'll go get a picture. Talk amongst yourselves.
Me with the gray hair. Yeah, great. Me with the hair, thanks.
I'll leave you with the bad internet.
So I asked Kelly to marry me 4 times. So for me, it was my first marriage. I almost got married once. It's funny because it's amazing how for those that are into numbers, the date that I was supposed to get married to my first real girlfriend who I was engaged to was the same day that Kelly and her first husband got married, which was September 14th. And I don't know. I guess for me, I never used to buy. I never used to, I don't consider myself a flat earther or any of that crap. Some people say there's no such thing as a coincidence, but there's too many coincidences in my life to ignore. So,
sorry for the butt shot.
The September 14th thing was one of them. My brother's birthday and my sister's birthday, half sister's birthday, are almost 10 years to the day apart. So there's another coincidence, right? So
there are no coincidences.
Well, I don't know. What do you want to call it then, right?
They're not. Everything happens for a reason.
Well, exactly, right. So
I've cleaned it so everyone can see it now. Yes, exactly, Tracy. I was. You know what I was fearful of? And here's the truth. I never doubted for 1 second that Mark loved me, and I never doubted for 1 second that I loved him. But I honestly didn't think that I would survive the aftermath of another marriage failure, because it just about killed me. So that's why I was saying no. Because it wasn't broke, so I didn't want to fix it. Do you know what I mean? I wanted nothing to change. I wanted it to stay the same. So here you are. If I can get it. That is Mr. and Mrs. Right there.
So here's the story about that day. Oh my God. So we already live in our first house that we bought together. The wedding day comes along, or the night before, and I go. My grandmother. My grandmother had just passed the year prior. After our engagement, she just passed after our engagement. So we make the date. My grandfather comes down, and I was pretty hyper about it because my grandfather is a very proud man, and I think I get a lot of what I truly, I credit a lot of how I am today to him. Very proud man. Worked multiple jobs at one point, looking after my grandmother. My grandmother worked until she was 65 and retired. And my grandfather retired as a fire chief. And so very proud man. I was very proud of him, right? I in a lot of ways, I hold myself to the same standard, right? So my grandfather comes down. I get us a hotel. So I to be gone for the night, let Kel do her thing. So I leave the hotel room to go to the hall and borrow their car. And I have no license, no insurance card. I have no
Basically
license
nothing.
on me. No, I have no license on me. Like I have my license, but I have no license, no insurance documents, no ownership documents. And I get pulled over like 5 minutes from the hall.
For not wearing a seatbelt and speeding.
Not wearing a seatbelt and speeding. And the lady officer comes up to the window, and I'm like, and she starts laughing. And she's like, "Are you okay? You look pretty pale." And I'm like, "Well, I'm okay. I think I got this under control. Like, I'm a little hyper." I said, "This didn't help." And she said, "Do me a favor, take a minute, slow down. Congratulations, it's going to be great."
And then,
I'm like, "Yep." And then, so I get to the hall. I go to walk into the back of the hall, trip on the step, just about ripped the tux that I rented.
Just about like ripped his pants in two.
Yep. And I'm like, okay. So I go to the bar and I'm like, yep, okay, I need a drink. Then I got married an hour later. So yeah, it was great.
And Faye says, my husband and I got married July 25th, and my godparents' wedding date was July 24th at the same church. So that's beautiful.
That's cool.
And to that point, Faye, when Mark and I got married, my sister was married by a minister, and my mother, oddly enough, was married by the same minister. And he had retired, and we contacted him, and he came out of retirement to marry us. So my mother, my sister, and I were all married by the same minister. So I get why that's so special to you. That's really cool.
Right. And you know what? I will say, I love my mother-in-law. I always have. Right.
Yeah. A week before we got married. Sorry, a week before we got married. So my mom, because I was married before, it wasn't like that big of a wedding. There was like 70. I mean, it was big enough. There were 70 people there, but we got married and had the reception in the same place, and we didn't like spend a lot of money. You know what I mean? It was kind of like more low key because I had been married before, but keep taking into consideration Mark had never been married before, still wanted it to be nice, right? Still wanted it to, have the feeling. Long story short, I'm talking to my mom about a week before, and because my mom's helping me plan everything, and it's like a Friday night or a Saturday. Mom's had a couple of blues, and I always say that I don't want anyone to think my mom was an alcoholic, but if you just got her in the right mood and she had a couple of beers, you never knew what you were going to get. Anyway, my mom's on the phone with me, and she says to me, I just want to tell you. And so I'm like, okay, so here comes the talk that we all hope for as little girls. We're going to have to talk with our mommy, right? Where she's going to impart some wisdom or whatever. No, that's not what happened. My mom said, and you better not screw this up, because I don't know whose side I will take. I was like, what? So clearly, my mother loved Mark as well. That was, sorry, that's what I was going to say. I wanted to share. I made you forget what you were going to say. That happens a lot.
You did. Oh, sorry. I know what I was going to say. So you know what? My mother-in-law is the very best, right? So my sister-in-law's anniversary is the 26th. Or is it 24th? It's the day after or the day before?
Okay. The 26th, and ours is the 25th.
Right. So we would get presents every year, right? They, she would send them an anniversary present and send us an anniversary present. So, but
not that it was because of the present. We didn't. I mean, my sister got married like in
5 years earlier.
And we got married in 2004, and so it wasn't intentional. It just happened to work out that way. That they ended up being a day after each other. But that helps, right? Keep it on the calendar, keep it all the same. That's lovely, Faye. I love that. Yeah, I didn't, you know what, Tammy, I didn't really want to, I didn't have a big wedding. I had like a relatively, average size wedding, I think, when I got married the first time. And so I didn't really want that, but I also had to be respectful that Mark, like I didn't want to wear a wedding dress. And Mark was like, no, I want you to wear a wedding dress. I've never been married before. So there was that whole aspect. Hi, Linda.
Yeah,
Welcome, my friend. Okay, so let's get off the wedding topic and let's talk about something else.
All right, bring on the questions. Let's go.
What?
I'm ready. I said, bring on the questions. I'm ready.
Okay, I have a question. Hello?
Oh, I didn't buy the hot rod yet.
No, I have a question. My question is my gazebo getting put up this weekend?
If you look very carefully in the picture there behind Kelly, you will see a large box with 2 straps on it. I am hoping by Friday to have the straps cut.
When is it going to get up? When's it going to get installed?
Well,
that's the question.
I'm hoping to be sitting under it by Sunday.
Woohoo! So then, friends, we can do a live from outside.
Live from the gazebo.
Live from under the gazebo with the gardens and the little what do you call them? What do you call those things?
I'll tell you what.
Little solar
I'll tell you what. If Anna and Maya,
yeah, it does Tracy.
Ron or Jay don't keep you up all hours of the night Friday night, we can get to it Saturday morning. When I
have nothing happening on Friday. I have nothing happening on Friday. So there's
nothing was happening the other night too, and wouldn't you come to bed like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that?
I don't know. It was late. It's not my fault.
Yeah, all right. And
Party under the
Saturday night was Sonia and Lisa's fault. So
how was it their fault? It was actually Bob's fault.
Because it was Bob's fault, and I said, "Is that boobs with a lisp?" And
yeah,
Lisa didn't get it.
Yeah. I don't think Bob was invited, but Bob crashed.
That was funny. I was so lost. I'm like, you know what? Like I've built websites, I've reprogrammed computers, and I was lost on Instagram within 5 minutes. Like whatever. Honestly.
The best part about the two of us sitting there watching that, Lisa, you have to know, is that because Mark tuned in just a few seconds after I did, and we're
gonna mic her up with a headset, Ron. Don't worry.
It was lagging, and so there was like there was like playback and repeat or whatever you want to call it. What do you call that, Mark? There was like a delay, so you would hear it on my phone, and then you would hear it on Mark's phone, and he was like, "I'm gonna throw my phone across the room." It was hysterical. Oh my gosh, that was too funny. Anyway, moving back to what I was saying, right? Gonna get the gazebo set up. Mark did this lovely huge patio last year when we built all the garden. You could see the little brick things there, right? The little brick retaining wall. We filled those with flowers. We got our water fountain going. All the trees fill in. We got our fire pit outside. So I'm hoping to be able to have a couple of lives outside because it doesn't get dark here till about 9. So we should be able to rig that up. So, and I'd also like to take you, by the way, has anyone noticed the new pictures that I have up promoting the different shows? Those are shots that I have taken. So when you see the water or the sunset, like the wellness reading today, that's a picture that I actually took. That's like less than 5 minutes.
Yes, you were a very good photographer, even though that was my idea for you to do the thumbnails, but you are a very good photographer with that phone. okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to take credit for it.
That's right. That's right.
No pool, Tammy. No pool. Somebody wanted a pool.
Oh, I
And it
totally
just
did. What do you
about
call those things? What do you call those things, Mark? What were they called that I wanted? What was it?
no.
Like
I think Tammy means a. I think
what is that thing called? Like a
I think
shark?
Tammy
What's it called? Well, it was
shark.
stock tank. Stock tank.
You call it a shark tank, but
Yeah, it was a.
no. I think Tammy means
It's
a
a
real
stock
pool.
tank. No, I know, but it was called a stock tank. And it's like the newest thing on Pinterest a couple years ago that people were bringing these into their backyards for like a more affordable option for a pool. And because friends, people think it doesn't get warm here in Canada, and there's a few Canadians in the chat right now that can tell you it gets some kind of warm here, friends. It gets some kind of warm here. Like we're talking 40 degrees with the humidity. You literally walk around feeling like a wet noodle. It's disgusting. So we can totally use the pool.
Humidity is what's tough to get through.
Yeah.
So it can get upwards of like 85 to 90% humidity in the air.
Yeah. And we also, Joe G, yes, we used to have a fish pond. So at our old house, we had a pond with 11 fish in it that we had for almost, what, Mark, like 9 years or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, we had like a waterfall river rock thing that came down and then dropped into a pool that then then rolled down into the pond. It was lovely, but it was a lot of work to keep that going. And then we had an ice storm here in Canada that was really bad, and because it goes throughout the winter, the fish stay in the water in the pond, and all the pump stopped working, and all the fish died. So that was tragic because we'd had them for so many years.
It was because we had bought them. You know, they were cheap when we bought them, but if we had to replace them at the size that they died at, that would have been like $5,000 worth of fish to replace. Like it was because they had grown to like over a foot long, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
yeah, Tammy, like no joke. Last year, I like literally had the sprinkler going on me because I was like that hot. I'm an old lady, man. I can't do that kind of heat anymore. I really can't take it.
I don't know if they still make them. We had one at work. You could buy a misting fan, like the greatest thing. Hooked up to the fan, and it would shoot mist through the fan. It was great for the guys in the shop.
I just come inside in the air conditioning. Which is funny because we literally live. So I've said this many times. We live in what is classified as cottage country. So it's not rural. It's country, right? And what I mean by that is small towns, right? So the small town that I live next to is literally 3 kilometers away, and there's 21,000 people, Mark, 22,000 people.
Yeah, it's about that. I mean, all with all ships, it's like
So we don't. So my point is, there's nothing that we don't. Sorry, what?
I said, anyways, go on. I was just saying it's a bit bigger now if you add all the townships, but yeah, 20,000 for sure. Yeah.
I was just saying there's nothing that we don't really have, right? And the closest other bigger city to us is about 50 minutes away. So what we do have though is cottages all around us because we literally border Georgian Bay. Okay, Georgian Bay is the largest fresh body of water in the world, and it attaches to Lake Huron, and that's where I've got all those lovely scenery shots from. Bye, Valerie. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. Many blessings to you, my friend. So because we live so close to the water, sometimes it is a little bit cooler here, but because we also live near cottage country, it's like from May, the end of May, till like Thanksgiving weekend. Every weekend is fireworks. Every weekend is like a party. Not necessarily where I live, but like all around us, right? So we don't go out on the weekends because that's when everyone comes to us, right? You can't get in or out of where we live on the weekend. It's virtually impossible. So you kind of pretty much got to stay put. But we are so blessed where we live. We have like lakes and different beaches and water all around us and trees and trails. It's very scenic. It's very pretty. So we're very lucky that way. What else did I want to? I did really want us to talk about, like how you support one another, but we can always do that another time. I did want to say something else. There is for those of you that don't know, there is a group, I guess we'll call it a group meditation that's happening on Saturday from 2:30 till 6:30 Eastern time. And it's on Illumination Portal, which is Valerie's channel, for those of you that know who she is. And there's going to be many people from within the community that are there, like Oil Painter, Allie's going to be there, I'm there, Valerie's there, a whole bunch of people. And this is like a group meditation for all of us to sort of join forces and talk about how we lift our vibrations, how we continue to increase the positivity, et cetera, et cetera. And so pop into that channel if you're looking for something to do before, of course, you go to Ron's channel and say hi. They'll give you the link if you want to come up on the screen and share how you do that for yourself. Hi, Charlotte. So I just thought I would mention that. And second thing I want to mention is, don't forget that Tracy will be our guest on Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, talking about how we connect with spirit in the many different ways that we can. And so Tracy is going to be a part of that. I'm super excited. And on Friday, now I have to tell you, I totally screwed up the Think Spirits Friday. I was going to do Think Spirits Friday at 9 p.m. and then I changed my mind and made it back to 3 p.m. So, which actually works out good because Lisa's going live on Friday night. So everyone can check that out. Her and Sonia are doing their singing thing again, so that's good. And where was I going with that? Yes, so Think Spirit is Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and Valerie is going to be my guest. So we'll do some fun stuff. Hi, Justin's mom. Now,
Are you kicking me out?
What?
Are you kicking me out?
I don't know. I didn't do nothing. I was just mentioning because I had people here, so I didn't want to forget.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing I want to say, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, and thank you to everyone that leaves comments and stuff. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are a huge support, and I'm so grateful for all of your support.
I guess.
No, I am not, Joji. No one wants to hear me sing. Trust me. It is just bad news. Ron says I'll be live on Saturday at that time with Sun Psychic Jean on her channel. Yeah, that's good. I'm going on Sun Psychic Jean's channel next Friday. Hey Jay, what's up?
What's up, Jay?
Oh, thank you, Anna. Yeah, so I started a Who's in the News thing. I toss cards on my own, as I said, and I don't want to read on politics necessarily. I want to try and keep the readings positive, but I do it. It's good practice. I had fun with it. So I posted up two. Let me know what you think. One was on Johnny Depp and one was on J-Lo. If you have a request of someone else that you want me to read on, do it. Let me know. Because I just have fun with it. Oh, no apologies. We're just glad that you're here. So, what else was I going to say? That's all my housekeeping out of the way. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. If anyone wants to connect with dzncats on Instagram or Facebook, that stuff is in the description box, so you can do that. Of course. Yes, it was Joji. Absolutely. I haven't really been watching the trial, but I have seen a few short clips, and I saw that the judge was actually even funnier, because the judge was like, okay. So, but it was nice to see him show some emotion other than being totally fit to be tied. What else do we have to talk about? Does anybody
I'm
want
still
a card?
waiting for the question.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, does anybody want a card? My husband was kind enough to bring dinner home this evening, and so I shoved my food down my throat and then went live. So sorry about that. Does anybody want a card? Who wants a card?
And I would have dressed for the occasion, but I got talked into this 10 minutes before the show started. So, which of course I gladly accepted.
Yeah, you made it sound like I forced you into it.
No,
I
course
agree.
you asked, and absolutely I would do it for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead if anybody's got any questions.
I agree, Tammy. I think so too. I don't know why. I just, most of us in this community, if not all of us, have a knowing, have a feeling, have a sense about people. And I think that most of us sort of just get a vibe from people, and I got that vibe as well. Tracy says, you look great, Mark. No worries. And Honest says, Mark, I have a question.
Yeah, I'm looking up that card because I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, no, we're not doing the F cards tonight, unless of course you all want one. I recently was told, just as another point of mention, that so I've been saying in my videos that the Amazon wish list is in the description box if anyone wants to do anything, and it was I was informed today that you can't actually purchase anything for me because it won't let you, because it's a Canadian wish list and you guys are coming from the American side. So so I took that down, and I'll have to try to figure out if there's a way around that or not. But anyhow, there you have it. I've always been like that, Timmy. I get a vibe about people. Go for it.
So, sorry. So Anna, I had to look it up. I wasn't familiar with it. So my experience with some of these California startup companies is a lot of them are, because California is such a big, and I don't understand with a big state why they have so many of these, we call them small commuter cars. They're not, I mean, I guess they're great if you're going from San Francisco to LA or California, or not California, but like some of the smaller cities that I don't think are that far apart. I don't know. I've never heard of it. So, I am into electric cars. It's not what I do, but I do follow it. I'd never heard of it. I think it's a little more futuristic than I think it is ready for, but pretty cool. So it's odd that I haven't heard of it, because I follow a lot of that stuff. So, anyways,
thank you, Justin's mom. That was very kind of you to say. Yeah, let's pick. If you want a card, let me just get some more decks on the table. I'm going to shuffle up my cards here. Mark can stay with us and entertain us. Tell us.
If anybody has any card questions, you need to throw them up. I'll just be the fill while Kel does her thing.
Yeah, just give me one sec, you guys. before you start putting in that you want a card, just give me 1 sec. I'm going to pull some more cards out, and we'll have some fun. We can hang out for however long we need to hang out for.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. No, Lisa, I am not singing. No, that's not happening, Lisa. YouTube would probably shut us down, just like Instagram shut us down the internet. That is interesting, Anna. That it's solar
You guys
powered.
want an angel card or a fairy, or the oracle, the fairy, or the angel cards? The angels, probably, right? Sorry, Mark.
Okay. No, Ron, it's not happening. Sorry, buddy.
We are not singers.
These companies can claim whatever. These companies can claim whatever they want. And that includes that. The bigger companies that we all know, the Fords, the GMs. They all say that these new cars and trucks are going to do 400 miles and this and that. There's so many variables to it. It's like gas mileage, right? You look at a new car and it says, okay, you're going to get 35 miles to the gallon. Okay. The car we bought, Cal, brand new in 2013, we still have it only because all it does is sit in the garage and rot. So I drive it from time to time. But, Cal likes her car. You know what? It's paid for. So, you know what? Hey, if we don't have to make a payment, why not? Right? There's nothing wrong. The thing's still like brand new. So it's got like 6,000 miles on it. So, you go to look at a car and it'll say it'll do 35 miles a gallon. Well, that's a rating that is made up from the car companies, and the EPA checks about 1% of all the cars made to make sure that they're valid. There's no governing body that backs up that information. So, and same with the electric cars. They can claim whatever they want based on testing. You know how they test gas mileage? They put a car in a dyno with no real world measures going on, air pressure, none of that. They put it on a dyno inside a shop and they run it for a certain speed for a certain amount of time. And that's how they determine the gas mileage, right? These battery testing are the same way. So,
bye, Terry. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, Terry. So,
everybody, by the way, sorry, Mark, before Terry goes, Terry's coming on Circle of Friends for open mic night on May the 5th, I believe. So next Thursday. So I hope everyone can tune in and show Terry some support on that night. Thank you very much for being here, Terry. Look forward to meeting you next Thursday, my friend.
Anyway, not to go on, but the company could say I do 1,000 miles, but I don't know that I buy it. And that's unfortunately what you're going to find out the hard way. It's one thing to buy gas and do 25 miles a gallon versus 35 miles a gallon, but you're going to buy this electric car. It claims you can do 1,000 miles, and even though the average person probably drives 100 miles a day, if you go on a trip and it's supposed to get 1,000 miles, you get 400 miles, you're going to be some upset and you're going to be stuck with a car that won't do, 50% of what it said it was going to do. So I think that's kind of my opinion on, some things have to come a long way.
Sorry, I'm laughing at what Lisa
instigator, absolutely. That's 100% correct.
Lisa, you feel like staying up all night? No, you have to go to work tomorrow, don't you, love? Marathon. I don't know why I'm feeling it. What is a better muscle car, Dodge Challenger or Chevy Camaro?
Come on, Rhonda. Is that even a question? Hello. Hello, where are we? Right there.
Hi, Marie.
You know what? I don't know. You kind of missed Mustang in there, Rhonda. But out of the Challenger and the Camaro, hands down is a better car. proven fact, not Mark's made up stories. It's proven fact. Now, I will say the Challenger Hellcat is a hell of a car. 750 horse. I would drive it in a heartbeat, even though I'd get a lot for it. I'd drive it in a heartbeat. But
you would be so
Camaro is a
told.
much better
You
car.
would be so told about that.
Yes, sir. I got told off for moving a Mustang 3 kilometers from one lot to the other for a show. So I can't imagine how that would go.
Whoa! Did you all see that? Did you see that card fly out? Oh.
Anyways, I have to make a brief pit stop. I will be right back.
Well, that's great. I'll toss some cards while you're gone. All right. This is for do. Where did Tammy's name go? There she is. So, Tammy, this is what I got for you, love. I know you have to work tomorrow, Lisa. Listen, how do you feel about going to work with no sleep? No. I'm just kidding. All right, Tammy, this is what I got for you. So the first card that I pulled was from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Lovely, lovely, lovely images on them. And I pulled a few cards for you, okay? We've got this lovely, gorgeous wolf picture here, and it's purity. Okay. Oddly, I pulled another card from the Spirit Animal Wisdom deck, and I got yet again another wolf. Okay. So that's heart medicine. Message on that card is let go of that which no longer serves your highest good. Right? Then I pulled from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck, and I got this glorious card, Transformation. Okay? A fresh new way of living emerges. And lastly, I pulled from the Ancient Quest Oracle. All right, Tracy. Have a good night. We'll see you on Sunday, love. Thank you for being here, my friend. Many blessings. I've got freedom. Okay. And Archangel Zadkiel is setting you free from the restrictions that have been blocking your peace. So if you are working through something, if you've been working through something, it sounds to me like you're on the verge of a new step, a new forward momentum, a transformation, as they say in the cards. So that's wonderful. You know what, Marie? Yeah, because like we all have that, right? I mean, some people just don't understand. It's really about the believing in what you're saying, right? I mean, if you feel like you need to share it with someone, then share it. If you don't feel like you need to share it, then don't. But I what I don't like about it is the fact that you feel like you can't share it and you're excited about it or you're happy with it or whatever the case may be, right? Oh, you're welcome, Tammy. I'm glad it makes sense, love. All right, so this is for Rhonda. Rhonda. Justin's mom, keep in touch. How's the weather where you are, Linda? Well, that's good that it doesn't scare you, Marie. All right, Rhonda. Oh, you guys, Sonia's on right now. Crap. I'm biting into Sonia's show. Shoot. Sorry, Sonia, my friend.
Good job, Kat. Good job.
Okay, I want to pull one more card. No, this one. Hold on, Rhonda. Hold on, my love. Hold on. Whoop. Wow. Love it. So the first card that I pulled is from the Oracle, the Fairies. This is Divination. How pretty is that picture? Look at that, you guys. It's just gorgeous. All right, the message on the card is embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. And then I pulled from the Sacred Forest Oracle, and I got Forest Temple Enlightenment. Beautiful. So I would say be on the lookout for signs, have a conversation with spirit. Certainly sounds like you are coming into your own. And I just think that's a beautiful thing, Rhonda. Anybody else want a card? Let me know. Marie says, I used to do it as a kid and I had it my whole life, but it really happened last 11 nights, maybe the planetary lineup. Interesting. It's possible. There is this big partial eclipse, partial solar eclipse that's happening on Saturday. So I used to do it as a kid. Yep, Marie, I love viewing these channels. My family said that right.
I think a lot of it is not understanding, and I think it's more difficult today because some people, many of us, in some ways, innocently for certain reasons or not, are very critical of certain things that we don't understand. And
yeah, people are afraid of the unknown, and this is
because there's so many scammers out there now, right? That you know, and I've been critical of some things that I didn't understand, and I, as I got older, I try to be more open-minded about stuff, you know. So it's not.
Oh, well, then people just left me on a. I don't know. Sorry, honey. Sorry.
No. I was just saying it's not really. Some people see it as ignorance. It's not ignorance. Maybe it is, but I don't consider it ignorance. I think it's just a way of self-defense, defending yourself. Because you don't understand it. So a lot of people aren't open-minded, right?
I'm going to stick this up on the screen. What Tammy says is a great way to put it, right? That we were all raised that way. People of a certain age, we were all raised that way, and we have to reprogram ourselves. And I think really what we need to do is exactly what we try to say in most of these channels and most of the rooms, is that you're really just trying to open yourself up to options, to possibilities, right? That's what we're trying to do. There is no harm in believing in anything as long as it doesn't harm you, and only you know when it's becoming harmful, right? And so if I was, for example, if I was to be like, okay, this is it, I'm in it to win it, I'm never leaving this office, I'm gonna spend every dime I have on cards and just sit here and talk till I'm blue in the face on YouTube. Well, maybe there's the problem with that. But me coming into these rooms and receiving literally the support that I received, not necessarily the readings, not necessarily the gifts that the other readers shared with me, not taking away from that, because it was very important, but there are specific events. I've told you all ad nauseum what those events were that made significant, impactful changes in my life for the better. But mostly it was the chat. Mostly it was the chat supporting me, lifting me up, accepting me, acknowledging me, paying attention to me, making me feel like what I said mattered, that I wasn't looked at and frowned upon. I mean, literally, I've lived in this house for 3 years. And just the other day, my neighbor, who knows me and knows all my issues, said to my husband, "Is Kelly still alive?" Because I don't go outside. And so I'm judged constantly for that. And so Mark said, well, it's not warm enough for her yet. Right? And so my
Yeah.
point where I'm going with that is, if you believe in what you're doing and it makes you feel good, you are your own control board, right? You listen to your heart, you let your heart navigate, and when your heart tells you not to anymore, or you need to take a step back, or you need to put some boundaries up, or whatever the case may be, then you do it. Now, having said that, here, what we're doing here, right? No one's asking you for any money. People may say, can you donate? But they're not making you donate. It's not like if you don't donate that there's, you're shunned or you're frowned upon. Because in my world, any kind of support is support. You showed up, you put a thumbs up, right? You said hi to me in a chat yesterday. That's support. You subscribe to my channel. That's support. Any support is support. So
That's
if
right.
you're not being asked
Sharing
to do
this channel
something,
with a friend means just as much as the donation, right?
right?
Having bring somebody else to this channel is just as important.
Yeah. My point though was, like, if no one's making you do it, if no one's forcing you to believe something that you're not comfortable believing, if no one's forcing you to take on a set of values or a set of beliefs or a set of opinions that don't match you for your betterment, then that's a problem. Like, like believing in Q. I don't believe that this community is brainwashing anyone, and because you're not being asked to pay anything. I mean, it's a subscription, and then you can participate, right? And so I guess that's my point. That's what makes it okay with me, because I literally can leave at any time I want. Is I guess what I was trying to say.
So just real quickly while you're doing that.
Well, I'm reading comments. Go ahead, dear. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. That's all right.
So Jamie says, I still have close-minded family and friends. I only listen to those who support me no matter what. Yeah, it's called having healthy boundaries, and good for you, Tammy, for doing that. I wish I had the backbone to do that. Linda says, reprogramming my brain. I was born and raised Catholic in 6 years of nun school. Yeah, my grandmother was the same way, Linda. So I only know through her limited stories that she would tell us of what that cost her, like in her, in her belief system, and really in her value for herself, right? Her sense of self. Rhonda says, I love the positive energy from everyone I meet on different channels. I was in a very difficult time in my life. I'm the same way, Kelly. Tammy says, it's funny, both sides of my family were highly religious, yet I'm learning a lot of them were sensitive and intuitive. I think really what it is, I think all of us have the ability to be intuitive, gut instinct, that kind of thing. And back 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, it, like, nobody said it. Wasn't talked about. It wasn't talked about freely, just like mental health isn't talked about, right? Just like really anything isn't really talked about. Race isn't talked about, religion isn't talked about. Well, now politics is being talked about ad nauseum, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? It wasn't commonplace 40, 50, 60 years ago to sort of say anything beyond, hey, how's the weather, to your neighbor, right? It was meant to what happened behind closed doors stayed behind closed doors.
Yeah. Well, many of us, the common saying when I was growing up was, there's two things you never talked about, and that was politics and religion.
That's right. Yep.
Politics, not so much today. Religion is still kind of a secret boundary because now there's so many religions out there, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm going to get to this point quickly, and what does one have to do with the other? And that was just more about people being, because they don't understand. Okay. I'm going to give you an example without mentioning any names. Okay. So there was two people, one helped the other, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, this doesn't really make any sense. And some people grow up and not have to see a side of the negative side of a world where, there's always an agenda going on, right? And I didn't understand it, and I was a little critical about it. But like I said, as I get older, I try to be a little more open minded to things, and try to look both sides before I put my mouth and say. I'm still not perfect at it, but I'm a lot better than what I used to be. So, but a lot of it is because somebody doesn't understand. And I know Kelly was probably critical about sharing all this with her sister, and how the
I
enemy.
wasn't at all.
No, because I thought you might have been, but
No, not
and
at
I
all.
think why that way was because she didn't understand a lot of what was going on in the early days originally, right? She didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. And I started to understand it more because I'm obviously here with you. But it's been great if somebody can support you.
Okay, so
Doing
I
it.
don't mean to cut you off. Just hold on a second, because this is great. We're having a really good conversation here. Lots of people sharing in the chat, and so I think that this is we'll try to together, everyone involved here, chat and us, try to figure out how we navigate that tricky space when you want to say something, you want to do something, you want to exercise your independence, your free will to do what you choose to do, believe in what you choose to believe in, speak about what you believe you want to talk about or be a part of. But I need to know, is this coming from a place of I'm worried about what other people think, their judgment against me, or is it that because of the connection to those people, that it's just too tricky, too difficult, too upsetting, like too fragile almost to go there? Does that make sense? Like for me personally, and it has nothing to do with this environment that we're in, but I've had that experience where I can't say how I feel about a particular thing or a particular situation because I am so afraid that the person I'm talking to, and usually that would be like my sister or like my aunts, are not going to understand. And my circle is so very small that I will take it and I will like bury it down somewhere within me, which is not good because that only causes me upset. And that's when you need to decide for yourself whether you need to speak up for yourself or you need to set healthy boundaries. And so what I started doing was just being able to release it, and journaling helped me do that. So literally if I was having a conversation and they said, oh, this, that one's a butthole or that's stupid or whatever, you know what I mean? It's very negative, very, very like heavy. I would be like, yeah. And then I'd make up some excuse why I had to go. And I'm not saying that this is right. I'm just saying this is what I did. And then I would journal about it as if I was writing like my response to them. And it did help me to at least not come from an angry place, if that makes sense. But that's not an answer. So I'd be interested if we could have a conversation about how we do that. So let me back up here just for a minute. So, Rhonda says, Tammy, it's hard to cut off my mother and sister, but I have to keep them at a distance for my sanity. Linda says, but every family gathering turned into a loud discussion about politics and religion drove me insane. Marie says, my landlord is a Republican. I've told him politely. Dad said not talk about religion or politics starts an argument. Right. Tammy says, what people think of you is none of your business. It's their journey. Wow, Tammy, I love that. Love that. I've been living by this for the last 6 months. I love that. Love it. That's awesome. Everybody stop for a minute and think about that statement. What people think of you is none of your business. It's their business. You know what I just thought of when I'm reading this, Tammy? I'm thinking of the concept of when we ask, how do we protect ourselves from negative energies? And we've heard many people, Linda G, Susan Lynn, and others, talk about how we cast those mirrors facing outward from ourselves. So like, deflecting the negative energy away from ourselves. This statement reminds me very much of that kind of vibe, right? Like deflecting it, like I'm not listening, if you know what I mean. That's great, Tammy. Thank you for sharing that. Anna says, is it that you are afraid that they won't understand, or that you don't have the words to get them to understand? For me personally, and Mark knows this, when I feel nervous, when I feel like my back is being pushed up against the wall, I have a tendency to like over explain myself, because I'm seeking their acceptance and their approval. Wouldn't you agree with that, Mark?
Yeah.
Marie says politics is a no, except my parents, but metaphysical beyond others. Understanding. Kylo says, I have friends on both sides of the political spectrum. Doesn't bother me. People have the right to believe what they want. I agree with that, Kylo. I have a friend that is their views politically. I'm not sure what their views are politically, but from some, there's a couple of things that have been shared with me that I don't agree with. Said that my views are different, but I love them. I care for them. They are a great person, and as long as we can agree to come from a place of love, then we should be able to get along. And that's kind of, I mean, Mark knows that that's kind of the way I am. Like, if how do I explain this? Like, okay, so myself and Tammy are friends, and Tammy doesn't like Mark, but I like Mark. So I'm like, you know what?
Everybody likes
Well,
Mark, just for the record.
oh, stop. So if Tammy and I get along, then I'm cool with Tammy. Tammy doesn't have to like Mark to be my friend. She just has to be my friend. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to hold it against her. As long as she doesn't hold it against me, that I'm still Mark's friend, if that makes sense. Tammy says, you have to live for you, not everyone else. Absolutely, Tammy. Well said. Marie says both. Rhonda says, it triggers my PTSD, which I have a lupus flare. Tammy, that is what my therapist said to me. Interesting. Kylo says, I can be friends with somebody and not agree with everything they believe. Absolutely. Because, if you start from a basis of friendship, right? If you start on that precipice that we are going to be respectful of each other and courteous and kind, and come from a place of understanding that like we're both on the same level, that's when you have a conversation and you open up all kinds of opportunities to learn things, because you're sharing differences, different views, different belief systems, different cultures, different races, different religions, whatever, different environments, whatever the case may be. That's how we learn. That's how we evolve, is by communicating, right? I was raised with knowledge is power being drummed into my head. So being open to approaching someone that I wouldn't necessarily think I might get along with, or someone that I, doesn't match my. Mark, you need to come downstairs. I don't know what's going on out there. Someone's like losing their marbles in the down here in the hallway. One of them's like freaking out, crying.
All right, I'll be back.
Sorry, guys. So if you understand what I mean, I just was raised that way, right? That if you're kind to people, they'll be kind to you, and you don't close the door until you have to, kind of idea, if you know what I mean, right? Marie says, oh yeah, I can be friends with several people, been there, just them not with me at the same time. Hi Aiden, how are you? Thank you for being here, my friend. Happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, I find it interesting that I was talking about this the other day, that I believe that people are very much at this particular time that we find ourselves in, they're very much uh, uh, with blinders on, like stay in your own lane, don't veer out of it, and so that's it's very sad to me that we feel like we have to have those blinders on to be able to move forward, right? Like, don't you dare step outside your lane. It's really unfortunate. Um, yeah, Tammy, I mean, it's interesting, that comment. So my parents used to say that they were raised that way, right? To children should be seen and not heard, right? And thanks, Linda. How was Linda blocked? Okay, you guys you have to hold on a second. Somehow we managed to block we managed to block Linda instead of the bot. So I have to go to my channel and unblock her. I'm so sorry. Bear with me here for a moment. I don't even know if I can do this from in here.
Happens.
You guys excuse me for just 1 second, okay? Bear with me. I'm gonna mute myself.
Let me see if I can fix it for you, Kel. No, I guess I can't fix it. You're on mute, Kel. Kel, you're muted. You're still muted.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay. Would you end up blocking Linda instead of the? Anyhow, well, Kel's that. Yeah, she's talking to herself.
Okay, I'm back, you guys. Sorry, I was in my YouTube studio, so I put myself on mute so that you wouldn't hear an echo. Oh my gosh, I hope Linda comes back. The screen moved, so I accidentally blocked her instead of blocking the bot. Anyways, I'm back. So bad. Flipping bots. Honestly, lately they've been really bad. Like, really bad. Actually, I should have done that while I was in there. All right. Yes, I am, Kylo. Mark, can you read the comments? Kylo's asking what your sign is.
Oh, well, that's for debate, really. So the short answer is Scorpio. Kelly's going to say Sagittarius, but
you are a Sagittarius. You are not a Scorpio. Good grief.
When I was growing up, all the papers used to say Scorpio. So I don't know. Unfortunately, you read some of them, they say Sagittarius, and you read some and they say Scorpio. Because my birthday is the last day of Scorpio, first day Sagittarius, depending on what you're reading. So it's November 22nd. So. Hey, Kathleen. We're having some technical difficulties. Kelly's
We're not
booting
having
people
any
out of the
technical
room.
difficulties. Don't say stuff like that.
Well, it's true. We just accidentally booted the wrong.
I didn't accidentally boot anybody. I tried to take out a bot and I ended up, the screen moved and I ended up taking out Linda, but I got it back now. And now I've just gone in there and put on, they had to subscribe for 10 minutes or more to the channel to be part of the chat because those bots are getting brutal lately. Anywho, hi Kathleen, how are you, love?
So for the record, I am not a cusper. I am the last day. Well, I don't know. I guess you could say
makes you a cusper. Linda, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Great. Now we're gonna have to give Linda lots of cake.
I accidentally, the screen moved. I went to kick out the bot or block the bot, and the screen moved, and I got you, and I'm so sorry. Thank you for coming back, though. My goodness. How embarrassing is that? Mark's going to give you a free cupcake or something. There you go. Nice. I'm so sorry, Linda. Oh, my goodness. So to the point of what we were talking about before I did that. And again, I'm very sorry, Linda. Hi, Cardomancy.
Hi, Ann.
So the deal is this, right? That I think if we are just open, if we just try to come from a place of love and be open, right? As long as you have your healthy boundaries set up, you can navigate just about anything, right? In terms of, oh, she doesn't? Oh, for God's sake. Hold on, Linda. Good grief, you guys. Now that I can do from my phone.
Good Lord. I disappear for 2 minutes and look what happens.
Right?
All
right, you have your wrench back, Linda.
Kathleen,
Yeah,
it says settings. Yeah,
I don't think she meant right this minute, Mark. I can email it to you, Kathleen. Like I'll tell you in an email how to do it. It's super easy. But the only reason is I'm one of those people, I have to do it to know how to get there, right? So Aiden, are you still here? Are you still here in the chat? So Aiden invited me to his birthday party, so that was nice. His birthday party is next week, so that was I appreciated that. Thank you, Aiden. So that's May the 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern time. His invitation looked like a death announcement, to be honest. I was like, what is I at first I honestly I didn't almost open it at first because I was like, this is a scam, right? but so I'm like, but as soon as he said hi Kelly, I was like, okay, he knows who it is. So it was cute. It was cute what he did. Definitely a creative individual, Aiden is.
All right, Kelly, let's give Linda a card or two or three.
Yeah. Linda deserves a card for that. So for those of you that don't know, I want to say thank you to those of the new people that just showed up. Thank you very much. I've reached 2 milestones here on the channel, and I am most grateful and most appreciative. I've reached 10,000 views, over 10,000 views, and I'm just so grateful for all of your support. Thank you so kindly. And I've also reached over 200 subscribers, which I don't know what kind of ratio. That doesn't sound very good when I say it out loud, but nevertheless, I appreciate it all the same. So thank you so much. absolutely does, Linda. I'm working on that right now for you, love. Thank you, Vivian. I think these cards are for me, Linda, not for you. Oh my gosh. Bear with me, Linda. Oh, your birthday is May 1st.
Are you having a birthday party, Rob?
Woohoo!
Rhonda, are you having a birthday party? I can send Kelly over. I'm looking for reasons to get rid of her for a couple hours, so I can spend more time in the garage.
That's love right there, folks. That's how you support each other right there, my friends. Anyways. All right. Lisa, you're back. You missed all the fun.
Yeah, Lisa. I had to go to the washroom. I go away for 2 minutes. Linda got kicked out of the room. You know, then we had to unblock her. And
oh, please. All right. So this is what I got for you, Linda. I got this lovely, lovely, lovely little card here. Look at that guy. Look at how cute he is. Loving kindness. Archangel Chamuel, I think is how you pronounce it. Probably not. Is summoning you to be more understanding and sensitive. Like I said, I think that was for me, not for you, but that's what I got for you, right? Then I pulled this card here, which is take a breather. And so then I was like, okay, so what's this all about? So then I've got Willow Spirit, which is flexibility. And then I sort of thought to myself, okay, so are you, I mean, clearly you're flexible because I kicked you out and you came back, right? So like I said, I didn't know if that was for you or for me. But anyway, the next card I pulled from you, or for you, is from the Animal Spirit Wisdom deck, and it is Deer, which is trust. And the message on the bottom of the card reads, approach the situation with a light heart. So I'm not sure if you are, you know, having a situation that you're dealing with that might require you to sort of be a little more flexible, a little more understanding, which is literally what that card says, because all of those cards seem to be implying the same thing, right? So trust in yourself, trust in the situation, trust in the process, right? Just try to understand a little bit better at you, if that makes sense, so that you can get there without your feelings hurt. Hi, Deb, if that makes sense. Okay, good.
I was just thinking I could make my own cards on a card-based stickman theme, and then I could not feel like real.
What do you want? You want to throw some cards?
And make my own cards.
That's what I'm saying.
On
you want to throw?
Yeah.
You want to throw your own cards. Okay.
Yeah. But to be based on cars. So like Mustang could be shitbox and Camaro could be performance and
shitbox.
You know.
Nice.
Then it'd be fixer upper, you know, luxury vehicle. You know. I'll figure it out.
That's cool, Rhonda, that your son's taking you. Good for that. Deb Z says, get on that, Mark. Talk is cheap. Okay. Anyone want an adult funny card? Let me know. Let's crank this party up a notch, and then we'll gas up cards. Wow, that's good, Ron. See that? Ron just gave you an idea there. All right, Marie Henson wants a card mail. Mark, keep the chat in line so that I know who to give a card to.
Well, just you know what? Yeah.
All right, Marie, I've got 0 Fox given. And by the way, you're cute as hell.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That card wasn't for you, it was for Marie. All right, who else wants a funny card? I can't even speak anymore. You know what this reminds me of? This is not it started out as Achieving Wellness, but it feels much like Oracles in Chat, which is cool. I love doing Oracles in Chat. Woohoo! It's Oracles in Chat.
How many blank cards you got left, dog? On my own.
What's that?
I said, how many blank cards do you have left, or do I have to buy my own?
Sorry, but you keep glitching and freezing up, so I can't actually make out much of what you're saying. How many blank cards do I have? I don't know. Not many. Maybe 20.
Oh, we need more than that. Oh, I can probably make 20.
Great. He's like, we're having like 2 separate conversations, and you all are listening. How exciting is that? Absolutely, Kylo.
Everybody seemed to be very excited about the shitbox cards, so hey.
Do it. Can I tell you guys a funny story, speaking of shitboxes? So Connie B was in the chat the other day and tossing cards along with the funny cards that we were tossing on the screen. And she said her deck was called Shit Happens. And I went looking for it. And I was speaking to Anna Banana about it and said, I can't find them here because, of course, I'm in Canada, la, 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 la. You guys know the story. And she's like, oh, here, I'll give you the link where you can find them. And I said, because all I found was literally Shit Happens, meaning there were cards where people were on the toilet and the cards were all about taking a shit. It was like, this is not what Connie B had, I'm pretty sure.
I got to tell you, there have been multiple times where I've come in that room at the wrong end of the conversation. And most times Lisa's involved in it.
Oh,
and I don't mean to call Lisa out, but no, it is very true.
It is not true.
It is very true.
Are you done?
Yes.
See, you froze up.
See, that's
behave.
Kylo, cracking the whip.
Kylo, I got this for you. Chill the fuck out and breathe the fuck in. I think that was more for me than that was for Kylo, but there you have it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to order more cards for Mark to make his gassed up cards. Hey, gassed up, you can make a whole deck about farts. That could be fun. Ew.
Yes, Lisa is not as innocent as everybody thinks she is.
What is your issue with Lisa? Leave her alone. What did she ever do to you?
No, nothing. It's all. Listen,
she always is so nice to you and so sweet to you.
It's all out of love and support for Lisa.
Yeah, sounds like it, doesn't it, friends?
We pick on Lisa because we love her.
Oh, right. Have you got a crush on Lisa? Because back in the day, you know, when boys were kind of like mean-spirited to girls, it means that they like them. So is that what this is? Do you have a crush on Lisa?
Well,
because I have Lisa's email. I could hook you up.
Well, I mean, busy. No. Listen, if I really have to, if I have to like name names,
please don't.
And you know me, I'm all about food, right? So
you're all about what?
Food.
Sorry, you froze up again.
Well, I don't know. Pay the internet bill, man.
Right? Like, get on it. Jeepers. Stop moving around.
I don't want to. I don't really want to, point anybody out, but I've been offered like banana cake in Arizona, and other cake in wherever it is, but I'm all about the food, man. So wherever the food is, I'm going. So
Okay, so
you know what? Go ahead. Sorry.
you froze up again.
There is nothing wrong with our internet. There's
Clearly
nothing wrong with our
is.
internet. Actually, no. Okay, you're right. On a normal day, there's nothing wrong with our internet. It's 150 meg internet. Like, we should be able to do like 10 lives in this house, but for whatever reason, something's going on, and I still believe it's the modem, and I'm gonna have to get on the phone with Rogers again because this is crazy.
So why don't you do that? Right. So the point that Tammy, what I was saying is, I noticed about a month and a half ago that every time I came on live, my internet signal was going down, and I'm like, something's going on, because we have like the best. There is no better internet package to get, and now my signal just dropped. It's like someone's listening to us. So Kylo, what Anna's doing there is Anna pulled one of those shit happens cards for you and typed it in the chat. So the card was manipulation. Shit is deceptive and discipline. Do more research, you crazy shit. That was the card. That's what she put in there. Okay, my signal's back. Anyways, moving on. This has gone sideways in a hurry, and I didn't mean it to. So, what else can we talk about? What else? And now my signal's gone again. Honestly, it's so annoying. So
see there. There's part of the problem right there.
Yeah.
That 3.94.
Yeah.
Should be about 12. Which you can still run a stream on 4 meg upload, but it's just not as good.
No.
Yeah.
All right, get on it.
No, I think Marie, I think it's I have some hardware issues going on that I need to fix. But yeah, I don't know. I agree to some sort of something, but I don't know. This has gone on for a couple of months and it works fine and it craps out. So I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. And all of our internet here is like all of our stuff's in the ground, right? So we shouldn't be having any issues for any reason unless someone's dug it up. Like, they don't have to come to your house to fix anything is my point, right? It's just literally, reset a button from their computer system or whatever you want to call it, from their place.
Solar flares, yeah, maybe.
Actually, Mark, don't laugh. Like, that's a real thing here.
No, I know it is. Something definitely is going on.
Debsy says, tell the cats signal, right, friend? Back in the day, it's funny, right? Like we complain about this kind of thing, and it's like, when I was a kid, I remember that we had 3 stations, like TV stations, never mind internet. Kylo says, I went into a random tarot room asking about a specific situation that I've been confused about, and I'm pretty sure the reader lied to me. Laugh out loud. I wish I wouldn't have asked now. Oh, that's just not Kylo, yeah, if you want to ask, go ahead and ask. I'm happy to try to help you, or with pulling some cards if that will help. I'm so sorry. That's not cool.
No, it's not.
That's not cool. All right, Kelly's having a smoke. And I'll even show you the cards, Kylo. No, I'm kidding. All right, Gypsy JJ, have a good
Bye,
night.
Gypsy.
Thank you for being here. Many blessings to you. Where's my lighter? I don't know. I've lost it somehow. Yeah, Ron has a lot of had a lot of problems. That one night we were on his show. See, right now you look like you're asleep, Mark.
No.
Like it froze. You blinked and it froze, and it looked like you were asleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago or something. I was on with Ron and his. Well, Kylo, here's the thing, right? And I'm not being smart. Didn't mean to put you on the spot. Just trying to help. But yeah, when I don't often say if you have a question, like pop it in the chat. But if this goes for anyone, if ever you have a question that you want answered or you would like an answer to, feel free to put that up there, and I'll. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm just putting it out there, and I'm not trying to get into your personal business. But if it is a situation that you would like an answer for, feel free to email me, and I can toss some cards in and email that to you. Wow, what was that, Mark? Did you just change your light or something?
No.
That was weird. That's cool, Marie. Good for you for taking computer lessons or classes. That's good. I'm proud of you. That's hard to do, to put yourself in a position to like that. I don't know about you guys, but I find when there's something that I am intimidated by, something that it just frustrates me because I don't understand it and I don't really care about it. Like I'm not into it. I don't want to know about it. I just do what I have to do because I have to do it, if that makes sense. I don't know that I would throw myself into computer classes, but I think that's cool. That's a good idea, Debsy. To check to see if there's any kind of tutorial kind of videos on YouTube.
Yeah, the old saying used to be.
You guys want to know about a tutorial? Sorry, honey. Do you guys want to know about a tutorial that is on YouTube that I literally did what Debsy just said, and then I got Mark to do it? Here, this is such a good story. I got pictures to prove it. So when we moved here, there was a hot tub in the backyard that was the only part of the backyard that was usable because our whole backyard is a hill, like a downhill, right? And this thing was old. There was mice and stuff living in it. It was leaking. It was nasty. And so Mark tried giving it away, and we got some dingbat that wanted to, and that was a total show. Then he tried having it removed, and that was it was going to cost us $500 to have this stupid thing removed. And I said, hell, right? So I mean, it was so bad, you guys. It stunk so bad that you couldn't even go sit out there, be near it, because you could smell it. I have a really sensitive sniffer. It was awful. Anyway, moving on. So I got onto YouTube and I started looking it up. Well, I found a video and I watched this guy. I watched a couple of his videos and I'm sold. So I text Mark at work and I said, honey, here's what you need to do. Here's the picture. You need to go to Home Depot and you need to get this kind of blade for your Sawzall. And he's like, why? And I'm like, just do it. I mean, at that point, we were renovating the whole entire house. So it wasn't weird that I would text him these kinds of things that he needed, right? So he comes home and he's like, what's the blade for? And I said, well, have I got a video for you? And so I show him this video and he's like, are you out of your mind? I'm like, no, I'm totally serious. I was like, what have you got to lose? So once I convince him that this is the right thing to do, he gets out there Okay. And he starts cutting it. And first he cuts it in half. It was like a pie. He cut it in half and then he quartered it. And then he started, look at it. You guys look. Now, at that point right there, he had cut all of the sides off. There was just that one particular section left.
Now that is what you call frustration reliever.
And his Sawzall died. So he had to go buy a new Sawzall.
There is two things that excite me in life. Well, there's more than two things, but and that is cars and buying tools.
Yeah.
So that is the stress reliever right there.
Yeah.
And if we go, oops, let's go to there. And that was the hot tub after I cut it all up.
Yep. Well, it did, because Mark was like, "Are you kidding me right now? You failing me right at the end? Are you kidding me?"
It was like the second. It was like the second piece in, and the Sawzall shit the bed on me. I was so mad.
No, it was the last piece, honey. It wasn't the second.
Oh, was it the last piece?
Yeah, because the thing, you remember it heated up, and you had to like take a break, and you were ticked off because it was getting dark, and
right. And Kel's like, "Why don't you just go to Home Depot and buy a new drill or a new saw?" I'm like, "Okay." Well, I got a cordless Sawzall out of it, so I was pretty happy.
Mm-hmm. I did all kinds of things like that when we were renovating this house. When we it's hard to explain, but when you came into this house used to be partially a hair salon, right? Like the woman had a hair salon in the house. So when you walked in the front door, you could go left into the salon or right into the house. And I hated that literally you had like no room to move around. There was like 6 inches on either side of the door. And I kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. And it just drove me nuts. And I kept saying, "I want to take it down. I want to take it down. I want to take it down." And he's like, yeah, whatever. I don't want to take it down. Like, we'll take it down another day, that kind of idea. And I was just like, to hell with that. That's what our kitchen looked like. Mark, they barely seen that.
Oh, sorry.
So anyways, I just decided one day I was going to take the wall down, and I said, I don't know. He went to get changed, and I said, "Come here for a minute." And I just took the hammer to the wall. Yeah, that's what our kitchen used to look like, was the salon. And like when we moved in, all that stuff was still there, like the mirrors, the chairs, the brushes. The woman had like a health crisis and literally walked away from the house. So. And that room is now our kitchen. You don't have a picture of the updated kitchen.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Not with the new countertops on, you don't. And the backsplash.
Yes, maybe not the backsplash, but with the countertop.
Hi, greeter. How are you, love? Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. Oh, Debsy, you have friend. So I called my hairdresser because like all the product was here. That's that room.
I don't know if that's a.
That stupid internet, you keep freezing up. So that's the kitchen now.
So to answer Deb's question,
well, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah, we thought we were going to get more. We expected to get more money from it than we did, but a lot of it was.
It was all a lot of shit and crap.
It was all crap. I ended up scrapping the barber chairs because they were in such rough shape.
Well,
Um,
I was gonna say I called my hairdresser in because I don't know their professional products. I don't know like what's good, what's not. And I asked my hairdresser to drop by because like all the shampoos, the dyes, everything was here. And she said like Kelly, none of this stuff is like been like it's like 5 years old. And I was like, okay. So we threw out like everything, all the products went in the garbage. So we didn't make any money off of it. The only thing that we sold out of this house that we made any money on was she had just purchased a gas stove that looked like a wood stove. And we sold that because it was right literally in the middle of the living room. It was like absolutely ridiculous. And so we sold that.
I think the
Thank
biggest
you.
transformation.
Thank you, Deb, for saying that. And no, I never did see your cabinets, Ron. You'll have to show them to me.
I think the biggest. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just Deb just said hazmat situation almost. Well, here's the funny thing. So, basically, what we did was we bought the house not as is. It wasn't as is, but as is in terms of the contents were still in here. So the furniture was cleared out, but there was shit everywhere, right? Like stuff everywhere. And so we knew a guy that came and put stuff into a dumpster for us. And he said when he got here, oh, I know this house because I've already like taken 3 loads out. So yeah, it was pretty nasty. It was pretty nasty. Yes, the sinks and the chairs, nothing there, everything was old and leaking and just gross. Just
I
gross.
think the biggest transformation that I'm proud of is this room here. So that is the original. Whoops.
Oh my God. Yeah, you guys, that's the original living room. Look at that. Just look at that. Look at how uneven everything is.
Right? That's the original. And just bear with me here for a second. I'm trying to get the good pictures.
Yeah, I think it's because she was really unwell. So I think that was the reason. But yeah, Debsy, absolutely, it was a shame.
Where the hell is that picture?
How is your hubby doing, Greeter? How did his surgery go? And no, of course, we don't mind you asking for prayers for your hubby. Of course not. Can you find it, Mark? Or no?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good one here. So
Find the one going down the hallway. Yeah, no, not that one, not that one. The one going down the hallway. I'll find it. In a little bit more.
This one? No. Oh, coming down the stairs.
No, not coming down the stairs. No, not that one either. Sorry, because we only have like 7,000 pictures. I'm sure no one friggin' cares, but where is it? So annoying. I have this picture here, but this isn't the one that I was talking about. So you can see part of the living room now, right? But you know the one I mean, Mark, where the one's going straight down the hallway? Yeah, that one. So that's basically standing in the same spot as that other picture was. So now, Mark, hold on to that picture for a second. And let me turn my phone around. Greeter, I bear with me because I am going to address what you just wrote up there, and we're going to do a prayer together for your husband. Put that picture back up there. All right, hold on. So that's what it used to look like, and now that's what it does look like. Right? And you guys, you know what? We did like 85% of this work by ourselves. We tiled for the first time. We put backsplash. We built a brand new bathroom. Then we built another bathroom, or like transformed another bathroom. And so I'm pretty proud of us. You know, we've got a beautiful house now, and we recycled stuff, and it was cool. It was a good experience. So everybody, if we could collectively please, and I appreciate everyone doing that, sending prayers to Greeter's husband, also to Greeter. We're sending you much love and many prayers. We absolutely love you, Greeter, and we send you our very best to make sure that you and your husband get through this this time. It's definitely difficult. Oh, did you, Ron? Okay, let me see. Mm-hmm. Wow, Ron, really nice. Very nice. Well done. Well done, Ron. I think the outside pictures of the house are equally nice. So anyways, my whole point in telling you that was it was just a lovely it was a lovely experience to do that, right? It allowed us to buy a house that we wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise. And I can tell you a funny story about it if you want. So we hired this guy because our next door neighbor is a builder, and he said that he's really good and he lives around the street. And so we hired him, and he was hot to trot for changing the front door out. And I was all about changing the front door because it was a hair salon, and written on the front door of the house was, you know, come on in. So of course we didn't want that on the front door of the house because it's not a hair salon anymore. And anyway, so I would sit back here in this room with the cats, and well, Austin, we only had one cat, and Mark was at work, and the guy was out there doing his thing, and I just noticed it got really quiet, right? And normally, you know, like when you're renovating, there's a lot of noise. And so I went out there to check to see what his status was. And there was no front door on the house, and he wasn't nowhere to be found. All of our kitchen cabinets.
We can't really read it because it's blurry.
No, I don't even know why you're showing that. That's a horrible picture. Yeah. There was all of our kitchen cabinets had been delivered, not put together or out of their packaging, but they were all in the kitchen. There are like 30 cabinets in my kitchen. All of our appliances were in the kitchen. Again, in their packaging. All of the tools, all of like just thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff were sitting in the kitchen with no front door on the house, where anybody could have walked in and literally robbed us blind. And I was sitting back here and I would have had no idea. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean the cupboards and all that were in the back behind that where that picture is, but that's the fridge and the stove just delivered.
Yeah. And so the point is, I walked out there and he was nowhere to be found. There was no door. There was literally no door on our house, and he didn't say anything. And so obviously he got fired after that. But yeah, I don't know. He went home. I have no idea where he was. But anyway, so from that point forward, we were doing everything ourselves. The only thing that we had help with the electrical, we had to do all brand new wiring, and had to do some plumbing in the new bathroom. So there is a bathroom in the house. Do you have a picture of the bathroom, Mark?
Yeah.
My bathroom. It's okay.
Yeah.
I got it here. So this is the bathroom. I mean, this is so gross, you guys. This is my bathroom, and this is the bathroom that was in the house that we were using. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'll get you the new one so you can see it by side because it's that much different.
Nobody wants to stare at this picture that long. Trust me. It's just
Sorry.
nasty. All right, Kylo. Okay, if you can wait 2 seconds to see this, this is definitely a good transformation. If you care, you don't have to watch though, of course. Holy, really?
Well, I got a lot of shit in here.
Well, I have it all filed and saved. So here's the new picture. There it is, right there.
Yeah, but I have one that's almost done.
I got them all. Jeepers. There's the bathrooms, the shower stall that we created, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
As I have it filed. So there's the old bathroom there, right? There's the new shower stall in place of the old bathroom.
Oh, there.
Or the old tub. There's the other side of it. All right. So finally, Marcus found it. So that's what the old bathroom looked like when we started. And that's the bathroom now. Which, of course, you can't see the mirror or the light in Mark's picture. But you can if I show it to you. There's the mirror. There's the light. Yeah. It's a better picture of it when it was first going in with all the beadboard on it. Second bathroom. So where the old kitchen used to be, we put in a bathroom. So there's the old kitchen. Okay, so we created a storage closet and a bathroom. And finishing up, so I bought an old dresser and I redid it to make that into the vanity. I started the tiling job on the tub. And there's the tiling job on the tub going up the wall. There's my vanity finished. There is the bathroom completed. There's the other side.
It's kind of an odd space because it's so tight, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to make up what was where because.
And then we redid the stairs. This is going upstairs in the house. Look at them. They're just gross. And there they are. There's the finished product. So yeah, so we've done an awful lot of work here. But it's all been a labor of love. And we're quite happy with it, and it's home now, and we love it. This is what it is now. Can you see that? Home sweet home. So yeah, that's what is that. The outside. So this is the outside when you guys could see through the window. That's the garden. Let me see if I turn that around, if you can get a better. That's the bed that we built, the water fountain and everything. And that's where the hot tub sat. And then we had to dig back like 10 feet to create all of that, right? There's a better
We had one
picture
of those temporary pop-up tents because we couldn't figure out what we wanted to put in the back. So, and then we had talked about buying like a big
It's a
gazebo, but
better shot of it.
So,
So that fence, that crickety fence that you see that looks like it doesn't belong, they had fences around the hot tub, and so we just kind of moved that out of the way. That's the front of the house, and Mark built that beautiful planter there because we're very close to the sidewalk. Hold on, I'm going to show you another shot here.
yeah, it's I don't know.
Did this at the side of the house, going up the side. Removed all the old stones. That's a much better shot of it there, right? And we laid a whole patio there. We took a whole rickety deck apart and filled it all with stone. Oh my god, what a job that was.
Yeah, that was another Kelly's brain idea watching on YouTube going, hey, let's cut the deck out and just fill it in with 12 yards of gravel.
Yeah, that's right outside this door here, but it was beautiful. So so this is what our house looks like now. Okay, so this is what this is what it looked like before. That's what it looked like when we bought it. Okay. And this is, hold on a second. Where the heck I just had it? Where'd it go? And that's what it looks like now.
Okay, I'll put that pop up that old one because I just had it. That's a video.
All right, I'm bored.
Oh, you pulled it down. All right, yes, whatever. Sorry, I'm not much support to all this. I'm gonna have to make cards now.
Hey, I got a here. You guys want to see some other scenery? You want to see some scenery shots? How much have I been drinking? Look at these pictures. This is this is Georgian Bay. Like this is like literally 5 minutes from my house. And so you'll see some of these shots over the coming days as I post up different things. I'm using these as my shots. Here's another beautiful one there. Like that. Okay, this is by far one of my favorite pictures that I've taken. Check this out, you guys. Look at that. Looks literally like glass. Hi, Kathleen. Glad you're back. I'm trying to find the winter one here.
Hold on. Linda, are you are we
look at that, you guys.
I'll
What are you saying, Mark? Because you keep freezing up.
Linda was saying something about trivia questions. So
I don't have any trivia questions. So
you don't want my trivia questions.
No, some swans in the lake. So we're showing the remodel of our house. What are you saying? Sorry.
I just wanted to show you something. I have this framed. And somebody would say, why? Not why would I support my wife? Why do I support my wife to the extent that I do? And
probably to shut me up and get rid of me. Oops. Oh, there you go.
I have this framed. This is at the auto show. This is.
I can't even make that out.
Well, I'm trying to get rid of the glare, but.
Yep, that's me.
That's you. Yeah.
That's my car.
So when we bought the second one, yeah. So,
That I don't have anymore. Look at that, you guys. Check it out. I'm so lucky that I live where I do and get to take these beautiful shots that are within like 5 minutes of my house. Driving, of course. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that. That's a really good shot. Check that out. Oh, this is my favorite. Look at that one. Look at that. So pretty. I love this shot here too. Check that out. I was driving and I stopped and took that because I could see the water thawing between the trees. And I just thought it was beautiful. And this always freaks me out. So here's the lake with the snow. So this is around like this time of, well, it would have been like a month ago, right? So that's when things start to like defrost around here, right? But yeah. Night, Justin's mom. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, we should call it a night too. We've been on here way longer than planned.
Hold on.
Ouch.
We're gonna feed Linda's trivia question. If I can get this to work. What do you want? General, food and drink, entertainment, sports, geography, animal, science. What do you want?
I want to go to bed. I'm tired. I'm going to grab my pretzels soon. I can't reach them from where I'm sitting. Just ouch. All right, what are you doing, Mark? Are we like going or what? I'm ready to call night. I'm tired. Almost 3 hours that we've been here.
Yes.
So, just a couple of things.
I can't get.
Sorry. Just a couple of things before we go. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for, all that you've done for me and for this channel, for each other. Appreciate it very much. Don't forget that the daily reads are posted up every day, Monday through Friday. There will be a weekend read that will be posted up for Saturday and Sunday. There is also the wellness reading that I did for that went up earlier today. There is the group meditation that is happening on Saturday night. So go to Illumination Portal, 2:30 till 6:30, I believe, Eastern time on Saturday night. If you want to join in, it's a group meditation, as I said, and Ali is a part of it. Diana, which is oil painter. Valerie from Illumination Portal. Myself, Cardamancy Mesquite. Many other people are a part of it. So do drop by and show your support for that if you're interested. And I will see you back here Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time with Valerie from Illumination Portal for Thanks Spirit is Friday. And then Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern with Tracy Ralph for Sunday Connections. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope that you take very good care of yourselves. I love you lots. And I wish you many, 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 many blessings. Oh, are you taking part 2, Kathleen? Awesome. Kathleen J. Lightworker will be there too. Yay. All
Guys,
right.
thank you so much for coming. I'm not the most entertaining co-host,
Oh,
but
stop. Fine.
I promise the next time I come on, well, yeah, maybe the next time I come on, I will have some entertaining cards for all of you from a car-related world.
How exciting
Okay.
for the people that in the spiritual world to answer car related questions. I'm
Well,
sure
they could
you.
relate, you know.
I'm kidding.
I'll
I'm
make it interesting.
joking. Okay, so thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Love you lots. Many, many, many blessings. And stay out of trouble is what I want to say. I'm kidding. Everybody have a really good night, okay? Mwah.
Hugs all. Good night, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Don't forget to thumbs up before you go. Thanks, everyone. Bye.